Oh hi, it's Bukai, and welcome back to another video for Melvor Idol. And it's been a little bit since we played, and as you can see here, we're on Early Access version 0.21. So this is the brand new patch, and it has added in offline combat. So I haven't enabled it yet on this character, just simply due to the fact of I want to wait a little bit just to make sure that it's 100% stable before I risk a hardcore character on it. One thing that you always want to be doing when you're playing hardcore mode is, unless it's, you could always play the blink 'em Dano, go completely risky on there and throw everything caution to the wind. But because it's also an alpha and I believe it's a solo indie project, I'm not 100% sure if it is solo, but because it's an indie project and it's also in alpha version 2.1, or not even 2.1, 0.21, I don't want to risk hitting the offline combat until I know for a fact. But, as you can see from our gear, we're currently wearing the crown of Rylux. I believe, I'm not even sure if I pronounced that correctly, but it's Bukai butchering crap, is what it is. And we have been switching over to a magic build, as I kind of... Oh yeah, they also increased the bank slots up to 90, which is real useful. Like, real useful. Let me just claim those tokens. And actually, I'm going to be going to mine some silver ore, and it looks like we have, or at least are no longer active. Oh wait, I don't need to mine silver ore, I need to make silver ore into bars. That is what I was doing. That is what I was doing. Now, when it came down to magic, I've actually been, if you look at my prayer points, I've got 30k, or at least very close to 30.1k, 34k if you actually look over here, of the actual bones for the prayer points. And that's because considering I've been doing alt magic, and I have just been doing bone offerings. Yeah, I got a ton of runes that I've been building up, and using that to just hammer up alt magic. And I did start using some magic in order to increase some of my gear. I've been doing a bit of magic, so if I go to here, you can actually see we now have the Amulet of Looting. That thing took the exact amount that that the drop rate is apparently at. It took 22 runs in order to actually get it, so I was dead average, and apparently we've been getting a lot of these charges of Rylux, so let me just upgrade item, just upgrade one, just so that way I have a charge, because it does increase. And it looks like I also got an Amulet of Defense. What does this thing do? Oh, that ain't bad. 17 defense bonus. That could be useful. That could be useful. And we've also built ourselves up to getting the rune plate body, and I'm upgrading, and unfortunately it looks like I've kind of lost connection again. It's fine. But I will be trimming my rune to bringing this guy up to silver to complete my full rune armor set. And we got lucky with those spider hides, as we got a bunch of black D-hide gear, and we got like an amulet of the ranged. Like we got good on those chests, just couldn't get what I actually wanted. You know, the Amulet of Looting, but getting a blue D-hide body and getting a blue D-hide vambraces is pretty good. It's pretty good, especially considering I can't even craft these things yet. It's going down to dragon hide. We are still only on, if you look there, level 62. We're very close to unlocking the next tier, but it's going to be a bit to actually unlock up to 99. And I've been told by a couple people that apparently if you go... the goal, or not really the goal, but the path to reaching level 99 crafting is actually just to keep sticking with green D-hide gear and just hammering all the way down to black D-hide until you're ready. Now, one other thing that I have been told to do is build a gold topaz ring, and now that there we go, okay, I got one. Now that I have one of those, we'll go back to the silver bar, go to bank, throw this over here, and actually equip the ring, because apparently this gives me a drop rate to getting an item. Now, I know that, every time I've been saying that this is a blind hardcore playthrough, and it is blind, but You know, some people do tell me things, and then once I've been told things, that part is no more blind, and I will let you know anytime that I am informed of mechanics, and you guys can feel free to let me know in the comments below of any other mechanics that I'm missing. Other than that, we have been upgrading our fishing a little bit, not really. We just kind of reached the next tier of fish. If you look there, like, we're no longer eating sharks. If I go back to my gear, view all equipment. Okay, that won't actually show in there. Yeah, we're now eating cave fish, which are 220 HP, and it's nice. Nice, nice, nice. And our prayer has basically, we hammered through this prayer in this time period. Like, it just went real nice. So we're now at sitting just below 30% on our completion log, which has been very, very useful. And it's mainly been the upgrading of our alt magic and our rune crafting. I do think that once I get this, let me see, am I at 400? Yes, I am. So I'm going to stop that because I'm going to upgrade the item to silver, and now I'm going to upgrade the item again to gain an additional 5% damage reduction to gold rune. And I'm going to put this with these guys. And then I'm going to be farming these Amulet of Strength, so let's browse combat areas. Actually, it's browse Slayer areas, considering you actually get them from fighting the mummy. And we can not quite one-shoot them yet. That's a shame, that's a shame. And what's their hit rate? Their hit rate is 9%. My hit rate is 84. It's fine. Just throw up Steel Skin, 3 prayer points per attack. And we got a silver ruby necklace. And I'm going to go up to Bank. And we are going to equip this torso. You go over here and equip the Amulet of Auto Looting, as the goal is to try and get a ton of these Amulet of Strengths, because I need 100 of them, and that's a lot of mummies. That's a lot of mummies. Hey, defense is 45. Huzzah! Oh, that was weird. Why did I just get a bunch of chain misses and all that? But harvest all, plant all. We're gonna go plant a bunch more tomato seeds, because the goal is to try to get all of these guys up. And if I go here, you can actually see that we've got quite a few 99s on our farming, and we're working towards getting tomato seeds. We're getting closer. And the other seeds are just kind of what I need for Herbalore. So that's the goals, is I'm going to be farming up a bunch of these necklaces in order to, if I go down to my bank, the main goal is to try to get 100 of these guys, 100 of the Amulet of the Ranges, which means that I gotta do some bandits. So if I go down to the combat afterwards, the browse dungeons, I think I gotta go through the bandit bases, and I've gotta go through, in terms of the Amulets of Magic, I've got to go through the Master Wizards, I believe it is for that. But I need 100 of each of them. And the goal is to get the Elite one, because if I go down to the upgrade item, you can see that it is a 3% bonus and a 2% damage reduction on each, which is nice. And with this new AFK combat progression, this will be real useful, and one thing that I will want to continue to upgrade. Now, I can smith a ton of these Dragonite ores, and I can mine Dragonite ores now, which means that it's almost time to start upgrading my rune gear into the actual, well, into dragon gear, and then that will start getting me towards some of the better dungeons. However, this is really slow. I'm starting to think that maybe going all the way up to the next gear and like using the highest tier of ore may not be the most efficient EXP path, and I'm wondering whether you might want to hang around the adamant gear, or maybe even, I don't know, mithril might be a little too low, but it might be save you a ton of the coal ore. But just in terms of time per EXP, mithril might be that sweet point, but I don't know. I'm thinking adamant gear might be the sweet point to try and just hammer through, and building might be two-handed swords or something like that. What gives me the highest EXP? I think it's anything with 3 of a cost, isn't it? Yeah, it's anything with 3 of a cost, so like two-handed swords, plate legs, plate bodies. Oh, actually, plate bodies. Plate bodies might be the fastest way to go up there, and I'm thinking that it might be a good idea to hammer through all that just to bring my smithing gear up in order to keep advancing. Because if I go down here, though, I'm looking at my attack level required, and it's level 60. I'm not at level 60. I need to start hammering through a lot of these guys, and what I'm thinking I'm going to need to do is we're not going to be swinging on the strength. Instead, I'm probably going to fish to get my strength. If I go down to my bank, go down to my gear, and check out it's here. The Barbarian Gloves. Underneath the Barbarian Gloves, that actually allows me to fish a certain type of fish that gives me strength. And it might be worth it to spend a little bit of time, considering to get a bit of money to bring my fishing up to 99, and basically fish my strength up to 99. It's a decent moneymaker, and it's also a decent leveler for both of these skills. Now, the problem is that your fishing needs to also balance out with its cooking in order to actually keep yourself going. So I don't 100% know which is the best path, but as of right now, you know, it is what it is. And oh nice, it looks like we did get an Amulet of Strength, so it's not too high of a drop rate. But I can actually sell this adamant plate body as it is no longer useful. And oh wait, I'm doing combat and I don't even have my rune gold helmet equipped. Bukai be bukai! And if I scroll down, the importance of this stuff there is you can see I'm getting a 28% damage reduction. That's pretty big, as max hit of normal 35. I can actually AFK these guys, considering it's a minimum of like I believe 55 hit points or 50 hit points I'd be just to be safe to take 10%, even though we're at auto eat 2, which is 30%, but you know, like I said, we'll kind of be of caitiff when it comes to this in hardcore mode, and I'd rather play it safe. Yeah. Is what it is. I'm pretty good for, I could just AFK these guys. I got 8,000 food, 220 hit point heal, another healing at 60%. Actually, 80% efficiency, even better. I'm glad that he has increased it up to 90. It does kind of bother me that it didn't go to 100, just to have that nice round 100 number, but you know, I'm happy just to get 10 extra bank slots. I wasn't expecting that. And the other upgrade that we've gotten, the biggest one, is we've now got all the skill upgrades. All of them for the actual account, except for the good old-fashioned God dungeons, which I don't think I'm anywhere near completion, just due to A, the cost of the gear, and B, the positioning on. If I go down to browse dungeons, I don't even have them unlocked, so yeah. In fact, they're not even unlocked, and all these things say defeat the volcanic caves, and the volcanic cave says elites. Yeah, that's not happening yet. It's the basic updates for the accounts, and if you guys have been enjoying this video series, then don't hesitate to give it a like, a subscribe, pass it on to your friends. If you hated it, pass it on to your enemies out of pure spite. And if you guys would like to help support the channel, there's a link to a coffee shop down below where you can buy me a coffee. It'd be much appreciated. And if you guys would like to join our lovely community, there's a Discord link down there as well. And with that, take care, everyone.